Hello everyone, my name is Alex and today I'll talk about the car king Henry Ford and what led him to become a successful entrepreneur. Did he really was the first one who invented the assembly line? How did his management methods affect the modern world? And which of his principles have become legendary? Let's go, this will be really interesting. As you know, Henry Ford was an outstanding entrepreneur and his name is firmly planted in history. According to the history books, he was the first inventor who introduced modern assembly line production into manufacturing into 1914. But we miss one important detail. He borrowed this idea from Isaac Singer. Remember him? Well, sewing machines and other usable things. But despite the fact that the invention doesn't belong to Ford himself, he was able to use it in such a way as to retain forever in history. It was he who formed the basic principles of work that modern world uses. Have you ever wondered where such familiar 8-hour working day come from? Thanks to Henry Ford, one of whose principles were carried for employees. In addition to the fact that he introduced an 8-hour working day instead of 9 or 13 hours, he also equipped the factory premises with a bright light and a good ventilation, and introduced paid leaves. That is why whole queues of those who wanted to work lined up for him. Despite the strict discipline, Henry Ford was ready to pay his subordinates a big salary. He also decided that each employee should be responsible for his own specific case and not do everything at once. This allows a person to perform a task many times better because he doesn't need to be distracted by something else. In his life and work, he used the rule: a person who is afraid of failure limits its possibilities.
Don't be afraid.
The modern world will not receive such a bright inventor if Henry Ford was afraid to take the risk. If you remember that legend where Ford assembled a car in a barn, this is exactly what preceded the founding of his company. Many ideas and lack of money forced him, of course, to learn how to negotiate. Thanks to his perseverance, he was able to convince investors to give him an amount of $86,000. With today's money, it's about $2.6 million. Can you imagine? Wow! An unknown inventor was able to convince serious entrepreneurs to believe in his own ideas.
Incredible!
To be honest, Henry's inventions were not in great demand. To attract the attention of customers, Ford drove around the city in his car. I'm talking about the ones that he created in the garage and presented to investors. At the same time, Henry was often ridiculed and called obsessed from Badley Street. But the guy was not afraid of failure and despite the fear of losing. In 1902, Ford participated into auto racing and became the champion of United States. Can you imagine? The task of the inventor was to advertise the car and demonstrate its dignity, and the guy achieved the desired result.
The best free advertising we ever had!
He also avoided competition and always believed that it's criminal to try to take a business away from another person, and often said that any business needs to be ruled by intelligence, not by force. At the time which spending on competition is better to spend in
doing the work.
Third in Rome, but not least, the belief looked like to put the quality of service before the profit. Henry Ford sincerely believed that profit cannot be the main goal of any business. It should be the result. And it was the result of good service and desire to help humanity. He thought that money is an opportunity to make service better and to develop further. And from this belief, he can deduce the following: manufacturing is not about buying low and selling high. It is a process of buying materials fairly and with the smallest possible addition of cost, transforming these materials into ready-to-buy products and distributing it to the consumer. Gambling, speculation, and sharp dealing tend only to clog this progression.
Gambling, no.
So, as we can see, Henry Ford created the entrepreneurial model that humanity still uses today. making small changes that meet the needs of the new world. His beliefs about competition and the ability to how to negotiate, caring about employees, and the fact that work with the customer is not finished when a sale is completed made him a great entrepreneur. Thank you for watching. I will be happy if you can subscribe to my channel so you will not miss my future videos. Have a nice day and talk to you soon.